Hello everyone and welcome to another video. What I'm going to be doing today is running you through an overview of what I eat. I've already given you a bit of an overview of how I eat in my video titled How to Manage Nutrition as a Hybrid Athlete. All you need to do is look for this thumbnail here, where I go into an in-depth overview of how I manage my calories, my macronutrients, eating around performance, managing calorie intake around endurance training, cardiovascular work, etc, and how you can too. There's a lot of detail in there, so if you're interested in how I approach nutrition, that is the place to go. What I'm going to be running you through today is basically a supermarket delivery I've had and just run you through the sort of staples that I've got in my diet on a week-to-week basis. Before we go any further, I have a few favours to ask from you. If at any stage you do enjoy the video, please do drop it a like and comment down below. And if you haven't already, I see no reason why not. Hit the subscribe button down below. It would make me very happy. So without any further ado, I'm going to head downstairs and run you through what I've had delivered. Alright, so excuse the lighting. Dining room lighting isn't exactly optimal, but I'm going to run through this as methodically as I can, starting from the right. Over here I have a selection of pizza oven ingredients, as we got a rock box last Christmas that we finally managed to source some gas for. So we've got some 00 flour, some peeled tomatoes, loads of mozzarella, some yeast. We've got salt, we've got water, and we have a whole lot of ambition to get this right, but let's see what happens. So maybe you'll see in a video how we end up getting on, but I've heard that the first couple of attempts in a pizza oven are not going to be that great, so don't hold your breath. But got all that, which is kind of out of the ordinary, first time with that stuff. Got 24 large eggs, got some bananas, got 2 tubs of Truvia, which is my preferred sweetener of choice. Got some baby plum tomatoes, got some red onions, got some standard brown onions, got some butternut squash, got some peppers, some courgettes, some more peppers, some shallots, some chilies, some garlic. And what I tend to do at the start of the week on a Sunday or something is just roast a whole load of vegetables in the oven, and then I can just sort of scoop it onto couscous, rice, pasta, have it in a pitta with something, whatever it is. But having that roasted vegetables cooked at the start of the week, sorted in the oven, really nice. The flavours just come out in the oven, and for very, very little actual calories, but a lot of micronutrition. That's good to just have in the fridge, and I can just sort of scoop onto meals as and when I go. Good hit of micronutrition without having to think about it at all. Then I've got some stir fry stuff, which I'll just use with stuff that you'll see shortly. We've got sort of frozen prawns, etc. in the freezer, which we can chuck in there. Loads of noodles already in the house, so can just chuck that together in the evening if I'm pressed for time. One thing to mention at this point as well actually is that there's no meat here, because I do my best to get all of that from a local butcher's, so that I know that it's sort of locally supplied and sourced, but tend to get everything else like this from the supermarket. So I think I need my inhaler. Good planning, Fergus. That's upstairs. You're just going to have to listen to me wheeze for the rest of this video. But yeah, main thing to mention is that this is basically all the stuff that I get from the supermarket. I won't really get fish, to be honest, just because it's hard to cook and I can't be arsed. Might get the odd frozen bit here or there from a supermarket, but the majority of my meat will come from butchers. So got stir fry stuff there, spinach, which I can just chuck in on everything, chuck it in smoothies for a good hit of micronutrition again. Don't really taste it, chuck it in with just stir fries for a little bit more. Rocket, which Erin and I have with sandwiches all the time. Got some garlic, got some mild chilies. Erin's not very good with spice, so can't go much higher. I'm not amazing with spice, there's no way I'm putting all the blame on her, but got those. Got some ginger for the stir fries again. Got some chorizo, which probably actually belongs in the pizza ingredients. I wouldn't really have much of that normally, just because it's so high in fat and so calorie dense, but it is one of the best ingredients on the planet, I will very firmly argue. But probably again worth mentioning at this stage that in terms of my own approach to nutrition at the moment, I'm basically just sitting just below maintenance for about the next 6 weeks whilst I ramp up my training volume, just because I do want to lose a little bit of body fat so that I'm in my optimal sort of composition for the dogs are joining me. So So I'm in my optimal composition for the things I've got coming up the rest of the year. So this is probably an overview of the more calorie efficient grocery haul that I'd normally get. There's a few things that I might get if I had a few more calories to play with. There's some things that if I was really focusing on cutting body fat and really in a pretty severe calorie deficit, there'd be a few things that wouldn't be here. But this is a pretty good overview of how I eat year round. There'd be a few things I'd sub in, a few things I'd sub out. But in terms of overall whole food nutrition, this is a really good overview. Dense in micronutrition, dense in carbohydrates, semi-cost effective, mostly calorie effective because I'm always hungry. So whether I'm on 4,000 calories or 2,500 calories, I'm always going to be hungry. Obviously I'll be less hungry on 4,000, but I still want to get as much bang for my buck with calorie intake as possible because I'm just a big fatty at heart, really. So anyway, moving on. Got a whole load of sort of bready, carbohydrate sauces. We've got wraps and a whole load of fajita seasoning because Erin and I both like to have fajitas, so it's a good thing to have in the house. You can also do tuna wraps with mixed vegetables, etc. and those, have them quite a lot. Bagels of all varieties, I'll have those with eggs, I'll have those with rocket, ham, cheese, just anything basically, and I get through a lot of them throughout the day. Some pittas, which are a fantastic and very cost effective calorie and cost sort of solution for carbs. Put tuna in there, put chicken mayo in there, whatever you want, kind of up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to eat. I ordered soy and ginger stir fry mixes, which is about half the calories of this one, but they didn't have that in stock, so they've sent me this as a substitute, which is chow mein stir fry sauce, which I'm not that excited about, I'm not going to lie. Some chestnut mushrooms, some brunch bars, which are great when I'm out on long rides and also just as a good decent snack that's kind of filling for 140 calories, I think it is, in the house. Some Cocoa Pops bars, which are 82 calories each, and again, just a decent little thing to have in the house if you want something sweet for not too much calories. And sort of, it's kind of empty nutrition really, it's just there to sort of satisfy a craving more than do anything else. Some Bagel Thins, which again, if I'm running low on calories on certain rest days or anything, I can substitute those for normal bagels because then it kind of mimics a sandwich without having as many carbs and calories for the same amount of filling. Terribly explained, but basically it's basically a smaller bagel, which means that if I'm having two bagels with a chicken burger, for example, there's about 250 less calories by subbing in those Bagel Thins. Got some sesame bagels as well for more savoury stuff. Got some Weetabix just for some sort of quick carbohydrates in the morning if I'm ever in a rush, and Erin likes these too. Got some semi-skimmed milk. We'd normally sort of get skimmed milk, but because we've got the coffee machine and been using that more, we just get this now because it's much easier to froth, and we're not even that good at it anyway, so we should probably be getting whole milk for that purpose. Got some light Lurpak, which we get through a lot of. Got some light Cathedral City, which I get through a horrifying amount of. This is the only light cheddar in the UK I've found that doesn't taste awful when either melted or not melted. Some of them are great melted but taste awful not melted. Some of them are the other way around, but this one's great for all uses. So I've got two big blocks of that. I've got some Parmesan down here, which again, we can chuck on pizzas, etc. if needs be. Then I have 6 skyr, which is the maximum I was allowed to order online, but I have at least a tub of this every day. So 450 grams of zero-fat Greek yogurt, and you get just shy of 50 grams of protein in there. So it's a really good hit of protein, quite filling. It's probably, I'm not gonna lie, probably the most calorie efficient snack on the planet. If you've had the little Chobani pots from, is it Nestle, I think? Not a great company, but the Chobani pot. Is it Chobani? No, I've made that up. That used to be American. It's Krog. The quark pots flavoured by Nestle are very good. And they're similar premise, basically just low fat, high protein, low carb, filling. You can chuck some frozen berries in there, you can chuck some protein there, you can chuck some fruit in, chuck it in smoothies. Very versatile, very good for protein. I get through a lot of this stuff. And then for anyone in the UK, Morrison's have a Nourish range. We get a pot of this for £1. They've also got a mixed berry flavour, which is very, very good for £1 as well. So you can really get a lot of sort of protein and calorie efficient foods for bang for your buck. Then I've got some Iron Brew and Fanta Zero Sugar, just as a sort of sweet craving inhibitor in the evenings. Why are you whining, Harley? What are you doing? Quiet. So I've got those in the evenings for if I sort of am craving an ice cream or something, I'll just have those because I'm trying to be sensible with my calories at the moment. And then here I've got a whole load of frozen stuff. So frozen raspberries, frozen strawberries, pineapple, and then same premise as the sugar-free drinks. I've got some Soleras, which are 98 calories each, just function as like a sweet treat at the end of the day, I guess. I sound like I'm talking to a child, but I'm sure you know what I mean. And then yeah, just a whole load of frozen stuff in there, loads of berries for smoothies. I chucked raspberries in with my oats in the morning, and I've been having a lot more smoothies throughout the day recently. Normally I just have them post-workout after big brick sessions on Saturdays because I want to hydrate as much micronutrition, noisy dogs in me as possible. But that's a bit of an overview. So I say again, the only thing that I'm really missing are like staples that we've already got in the house. So we've got avocados kicking about, we've got salt, pepper, olive oil, all that obvious stuff. Meat, as I've said, comes from the butchers because we do try and make an effort to not get it from supermarkets because mass production seems a little bit mental at that stage. And that's pretty much it. I think the most exciting part of this is, dogs, be quiet. Go to bed. Go to bed, both of you. Stop. Oi. Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, bed. There we go. Anyway, I think the most exciting part of this is finally having the pizza ingredients because we finally got some gas. It was like gold dust in the UK for a while, just impossible to find. And just as the weather gets dreadful, so fantastic. But that was a bit of a dry video. I kind of just talked at you for a little while without giving you much personality, humour or anything else, so for that I apologise, quite objective. I say again, that is an overview of what I eat. How I eat is in a video that I've done recently. Look for this thumbnail. I've already told you, but surely you don't need a reminder at this point, but here it is anyway. If you want a bit more information on how you can manifest this sort of food into that video, then please do comment down below and let me know your thoughts. But I think that's pretty much all that I need to say on the matter. You don't need to eat how I eat, I don't need to eat how you eat. This is just a good example of the ways that I sort of fill in my calorie intake. And the only thing that I've realised I didn't mention was I've got 10 tins of tuna, which again, work well in wraps, work well in pitters. I didn't buy sweet corn. Damn it. Right, on that note, I'm going to say goodbye, go upstairs and order some sweet corn. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.